Hello everyone, and welcome to another unboxing video by Boardgame Brews. This is the game Near and Far, which is published by Red Raven and designed by Ryan Locott. This is the Kickstarter edition, which was just delivered, and this is the quest level of the campaign, which includes the deluxe version of Near and Far, as well as some additional components for the prequel or the first game Above and Below, which we'll show in a moment. So let's take a look at this new game and what to expect inside the box. Give me a moment here, and I'm going to break the wrap and take a look inside. Okay, so we have the wrap removed, and let's take the box off here. So this is what you'll see once you open the box. This appears to be the story book, basically, and part of the appeal of the game is that the game basically changes every time you play it. That where you move your pieces around the map changes based on what quest you're on and whatnot, in which area. And there's a companion book here with the story itself. So let's put this aside for a moment and take a look at what else is in here. So here is the rule book. It's a pretty good quality print, and the rules here look very clear. There's lots of extra space and whatnot. Components. So this was the atlas that we were looking at, and there's a storybook here underneath. So the rules look like they're pretty clear about what you need to do. We'll have to take a look at the rules themselves in more detail at another time. But this looks like it's well organized and high quality printing, and there's quite a bit of rules here. 40 pages. So we're going to set this aside for now and take a look at some of the other components. Alright, so here's the storybook. Wow, this is pretty heavy. So as you can see, it's got a lot of pages here. Yeah, this is pretty heavy for sure. And I don't want to give away any spoilers, so I'll just kind of briefly look in here. But each one of these quests are numbered, so it's kind of like a choose your own adventure. One quest leading to another quest, leading to another quest. And you have to make decisions, and based on your skill levels of your characters, you get certain results, and that's how the game progresses. But lots of spoilers in this heavy book here. So here are some of the punch boards. Oh, punching out already. Pretty good quality. Standard thickness. They're coming out pretty easily on their own. We'll have to pick that up. Looks like first couple punch boards are pretty much the same. Similar characters, not exactly the same characters, but the components near the bottom are pretty much the same. Again here, they're falling out all over the place. Similar layouts, same components, slightly different characters. Alright, so here is the main board. This is kind of the map of the town, and the way you interact with each other on the town is based on special rules. Some I think one room, the saloon, you can all go to, or or whatnot, and if you try to go into a room where someone else is, you have to kind of compete for it. We'll take a look again, rules later. Oh, here's a nice bag of bags for all your components. You get a pencil, pre-sharpened, no eraser, but no big deal. Nice canvasy kind of feeling draw bag. Pretty good. Here we go. So this is the collector's edition of Near and Far. So it includes these special metal coins, and there's a pretty good weight to them. And in a moment we'll break open the bags and take a look a little bit more closely at these here. Get some additional wooden components. I think these are supposed to represent the different camps that each player can set up. They play. There's some emeralds and gems, or rubies I should say, not emeralds. Here are some nice looking dice, recessed pips, standees for the cardboard characters, and quite a number of cards here. We'll have to look at what each set of cards are for. This looks like maybe treasure equipment. This is something to do with the tree. Maybe yeah, this is like maybe events for different locations. I'm not sure what this is yet. It's been a while since I reviewed the campaign and what was supposed to be going on here. But yeah, quite a few cards. These look like these are the characters themselves. And this looks like a score book, or for each character possibly. Hopefully there's enough sheets here that you don't run out of gameplay, but we'll see. Extra token that fell out. So these are the individual player boards, and it looks like the 4 factions that you interact with on the top, your life possibly, your life tracker on the top, your camps near the bottom, card equipment, etc. And I'm pretty sure that they're all fairly the same. So yeah, the tops look like they're pretty much the same. Bottoms, yeah, so each player board is identical. There's 4 of them total. And then there's this cardboard insert that's slightly recessed to hold everything in. It doesn't look like there's anything underneath. So, basic insert to put the cards and a few components in the bags, and then put all the books and whatnot on top. So let's pause the video here, and I'll open up some of the cards and bags to take a closer look. Okay. Okay. So we'll take a look here at the components for Near and Far in a little more detail. So first of all, these are the character standees. There are 8 of the bases with 8 of the different characters, and you get these cards here that are the character cards. There are 4 character cards per character standee that are pre-printed, and I think this additional booklet here is just so you can make additional runs potentially with the character of your choice. So it's a way of adding replayability to the game. It's basically a blank template for your characters, and each character has their own card here. There's a number of them, and all the information about how they're used is in the rulebook. So that's what those are for. Here are some of the more tactile components. So here we have these coins. These are I think the lower denomination coins. There's a lot more of these, and they're pretty good feel, pretty good weight to them. Not overwhelmingly heavy, but not very light, about the weight of a penny. And then these are the higher denomination, similar design, but slightly different color. Here, let me put them in here. So you can see they actually look very similar design-wise. Yep. So I think maybe it's just the color that distinguishes the value of the coins. Okay. So that's that. Then you have these nice little ruby gems. As you can see, they're pretty good size. They look like a cut diamond or ruby, and these are kind of typical. There's usually two different type of gem tokens, and this is one of the nicer designs versus like the uncut gem pieces that we might see in other games. Now here we have the different camp tokens, 4 different colors. There are 20 tokens in each color. So we have like a yellow, blue, green, and red. And I believe these are for the different factions. You can see the faction tokens here that match those colors. And we have the quest, or the dice. And again, these are nice looking dice. The pips are recessed, so that they're not printed on. They're not gonna wear out on you. They're pretty good weight, pretty nice marbling. And then we have here the heart markers, and there are 4 of these simple brown discs that are used in the game. And those are the main components. Besides these type of typical tokens, these are the ones that popped out earlier, and they're fairly good thickness, pretty good print, whatnot. So these are the different cards. These are the these are the arcade mode cards. So there's 2 different modes for the game. I think one's campaign and one's arcade mode. So these cards go with the arcade mode, although it appears that there's a few equipment treasure token or treasure cards in here as well. But this is the stack that came in one of the wrappers right here. Right here is another stack, and these were on the bottom, and these are the threat cards. So these represent, I think, guys you might encounter in the game, and you may need to interact with them or battle them while you're playing. So let's set those aside. They came with these treasure cards here, and there's quite a number of treasure cards, and it looks like there's a boss card or 2 in here as well. But yeah, they're pretty simple treasures, and they give you a few perks. Let's see, reddish potion, etc. They're necessary for the game itself. Then we have these guys. These are the artifact cards, and there's quite a number of these. It says 55 artifact cards, and they're broken up between advanced and basic units. Spyglass, bow, ancient tools, etc. We'll have to look at these in more detail later, but the finish on these cards are nice. They're pretty good size. They're not too small. They'll work fine. And these cards right here, these I think are the world cards. And they, I think, are part of the story. So here we have Cloak of Stars, or we have, maybe that's an item card. Yeah, it's one of those guys. But the world card here, this is Shadow of Poison. So there's something going on with that. There's a player reference card here. Some of these are mixed in. Here's another world card, Wooloo Mammo, or Mammoth. Kind of odd text. Burning Skin, etc. Pretty consistent artwork throughout the game, and I'm looking forward to giving this game a nice playthrough here. So those are pretty much the components for the deluxe edition, I believe, of Near and Far. And I believe the only real difference between the Kickstarter deluxe version and the retail version that you might be able to pick up later are these metal coins. I believe they'll have some basic game currency for the retail version in the future. And if you have metal coins, you can use those as a substitute, or you can even use your spare change if you want to deal with metal versus cardboard tokens for currency, and it'll work just fine. And now I'm going to briefly go over the additional things that I got with the Kickstarter. So this is one of the books that's like an expansion with Above and Below, which was the game that came before this. I'll pop this open real quick. I cut it a little bit so it's easy to open up. All right. So here's the Above and Below Underforest and Desert Labyrinth Encounter book. And there's a few different things going on here. I don't want to do too many spoilers, but yeah. So that gives additional replayability with Above and Below. And this punch board here, these pieces are popping out very, very easily. But these tokens here are for Above and Below. They work with this book here. So I'm not sure if this kind of will work with Above and Below only, or if it works kind of as in between, but it looks like it's just additional stuff for Above and Below. I'll look into that a little bit more closely. It says expanded edition punchboard volume or version 1. Yeah, I think this is just Above and Below. So there you go. Those two this book and the punch board came wrapped, but not inside the Near and Far box. They came separately within the same shipping box. But this is Near and Far by Red Raven, and this is the unboxing. In the near future, I will have like a playthrough video. It's going to take a little bit of time to go over the rules and how I'm going to show the playthrough. I'll probably do setup and then mid-game and end-game, so it doesn't take too much time. But you'll get an idea of how Near and Far works. Okay? Thanks for watching. This is Board Game Brews, and we'll see you next time. Bye.